Stephanie here with a video for my favorite things. In today's video, we are going to be creating with the newest card kit. This card kit is called No Place Like Home, and it is so much fun. I'm so excited to create with it, and I'm so excited to share the project that I'm going to make today. So in this kit, you get this whole entire die set here that I have in my hand. I love all of the dies that come in this. It's called the Home Sweet Home Die-namics die set, and it has everything you could possibly need to make a bunch of different houses. It has clouds, it has trees, it has the windows, the doors, everything for the houses. There's just so many layers and pieces to this die set, and I'm so excited to create with it. So for my card today, I decided to do a small watercolor scene kind of on the right hand side of my cardstock panel. And I wanted to have actual pen lines visible in the little scene that I'm going to create. So I'm using a Copic multi-liner. I think this is, 0.3, so it's pretty thin. I don't want it to be really noticeable, but I do want those black lines to show up. So what I did is I took a T-square ruler and I created my horizon line so I know exactly where my house is going to sit. And then I also created a little sidewalk that can come from the door. So the sidewalk I just did freehand, and I love the kind of feel to this card when it's all done because it's watercolored and there's a little bit of freehand drawing. So it's just really fun and very personal. So I just love that about this type of card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay some background colors onto this panel right now. So I have my Prima Confections watercolors. I love these watercolors. I use them all the time. And this is the classic set, and I love the blue that comes in this one. So what I did is I first laid down a layer of water where I want the sky to be. And I'm kind of keeping it kind of like in a circle area. It's definitely not an actual circle. It's a little bit wonky, but I'm just kind of going with that in my mind to kind of keep it, somewhat in a circle area as I add the color to the cardstock panel. And then when I'm happy with it, I'm going to continue on to the sidewalk, which I should not be doing, and you're going to see right now why, because my gray bled right into the blue. And I say this every time I watercolor, not to do another area until the area is dry, but I was too impatient and I decided to go with the sidewalk and it bled. But I didn't panic because I know that the house is going to go there. So I just finished with the color, and then I am going to let that completely dry. So now I've kind of jumped ahead. So the sky and the sidewalk are completely dry, and I'm good to go to add in my grass area. So for the grass, I did the same thing as the sky. I laid down a base of water first, and then I have a couple of different watercolor pans here because I kind of want to mix some greens together. I ended up actually using 3 different pans, so I had 3 shades of green. I just really wanted to pick up some texture in the grass, and I thought that the different variations in the green would be, kind of do that and just kind of show a little bit more texture. And then I decided it was a little bit too yellow-green, so I added a little bit more of like a green color to the top area. And then I'm just kind of playing with it, working it around, and just kind of adding and taking away as I go here. Now, I did extend the grass below the sidewalk, and I thought that was a great idea, and then I didn't like it, so I ended up kind of dabbing it away a bit, so you can kind of see in the picture above there that I dabbed away a little bit of that grass area at the bottom. And you can also see that I thought my sky was completely dry, but it wasn't, so some of that grass area bled up into the sky on the left-hand side there, and I'm going to show you in a little bit how I fixed that. So now moving on to the house components, I have all of my house pieces cut out from watercolor cardstock. And I'm just taking distress inks and I'm adding color to all the pieces using my ink blending tool. So for the house, I added a light shade of the gray, I think it was the pumice stone. And then to add the brick detail with the English brick stencil, I used the hickory smoke distress ink. And then I'm just kind of taking all of the additional pieces and adding color to them. I put red on the chimney, I adhered the rooftop to the house and colored that in with gray as well. Now I'm doing the door, and I'm doing that in the same fired brick red color, and then I'm going to adhere that onto the house. And then I'm going to leave the windows just white as they are, and then I'm going to adhere them on. So all of these pieces are pretty tiny, so I like to use liquid glue when I'm adhering them just because the tape runner is definitely too large for all these tiny little pieces. And I also like to use my tweezers. I find it really easy to kind of place everything when I don't have my big fingers in the way. So I put all the pieces on the house, and now you can see there I have it laying up on the scene, and it fits perfectly in the little sky area that we created. So now I want to add a tree to the scene as well, so these also come in the same die set. So I cut out the tree top and the tree trunk, and I just used some green and brown distressing to add some color to those as well. And then I'm just going to use the same liquid glue and adhere those right onto my scene. So I kind of wanted the tree right beside the house, so I had it kind of on there to kind of figure out where I wanted to place everything. And then I just kind of moved it out of the way to glue the tree top on so it could be in behind the house rather than in front of it. Now to finish off my scene, I wanted to use a couple of the little clouds. These clouds are the cutest things I've ever seen. I love these clouds. They are so teeny tiny, but they are just so cute. I love the shape of them. I love how small they are. I just think they're adorable and they add so much to the scene. So I definitely had to add 2 of those. And then I'm going to add the house now onto the scene since everything else is in place and I know where everything is going to be positioned. So I'm just using the same liquid glue for that. And I'm making sure when I adhere this that I kind of push up on it so that I have that line visible underneath because I do want those lines visible like I mentioned at the beginning. Now for this little green mishap that we have here, I decided to use the same multi-liner that I had used before and turn this green blob here into a couple of bushes in my scene. So I just took my multi-liner here, my pen, and I just traced around the large area first, and then I kind of went into a smaller area to make a smaller bush in the front. And because I had already done the line work on the scene, it looked completely like it was supposed to be there and it didn't look out of place. So just a little tip on a way to help fix a little problem if you're too impatient like me and add watercolor before everything is dry. So once I had that done, I am done my little scene. I love how it kind of looks like it's popping out from the cardstock. I just love the splash of color in a watercolor scene like that when you don't fill the whole area. So I added it to the gray card base, and then I'm taking one of the sentiments from the stamp set that comes in the kit. And I just stamped the sentiment on the inside rather than the outside so we could just leave that scene all by itself. And then that's going to complete today's card and bring us to this week's giveaway. So please leave a comment on this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for a chance to win a $50 gift voucher to the MFT online store. And as always, if you'd like to check out some additional videos, please click on the screen and I will see you in the next video.